You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
What?
Any other questions?
Oh my God!
Hello everyone and welcome back. My name's xXFREEZINGINFERNOXx and we are back with a Halo Custom Archive video for today. Today we're going to be covering Dodgeball, sometimes called Mini Troy. The custom creation originated in Halo 2. This game is based off of the same concept as the real-life Dodgeball, in which you are players on two different sides of the map trying to eliminate each other with projectiles being hurled at you and trying to eliminate your opponents and win. The custom creation was played on Beaver Creek and Colossus. The game type was CTF multi-flag. Players used brute shots that they spawned in with. Some went as far as even using rocket launchers. Player count could go as high as 16 players with an 8v8, some did 4v4, and some did 6v6. There was no shields. People usually did 6 rounds, but I'd go all the way as 10. The time limit was set to 2 minutes. Everyone got 1 life, and the team that had players left standing would end up winning. There was only one honor roll in this custom creation, which was to not cross the middle section area. No using teleporters, no grav lifts, no man cannons to get from one side to the other side. If a player on the other team spawned in on that side, which usually sometimes would rarely happen, but it would happen, then you let the player get to go back to his side without being killed, and then you start the match from there. They don't, kill you in the back, before the match starts, just to be fair. Also, there was no hiding, no hiding at all. People did allow crossing over the line if there was one player left sometimes, but it was not a common thing. There were modded maps of this in Halo 2 Vista that used actual balls that you could chuck at players and kill them in the maps. And even in Halo CE, there was modded maps that were done in the custom edition as well. There were people that went back and tried to make Dodgeball work on there as well with plasma grenades, but it didn't work as well as due to the fact that they needed to run around the map and find the grenades, unless you actually made a modded map that had the grenades on there. Otherwise it didn't really work very well on Battle Creek. The concept idea didn't change much for the most part when it came to Halo going on forward. They obviously had forging now once Halo 3 came in, so people didn't need to worry about honor rolls anymore affecting the game, as you could do a lot of stuff that allowed it so that honor rolls were not necessary. You could place the spawn points to play in the areas where the people were supposed to spawn in and stay on their sides, and they also slowly switched out the use of rocket launchers and brute shot weapons, and with just plasma pistols, and just laid out tons of grenade types like frags, plasmas, brute spike grenades, and some even used flame grenades that you could have a setup the spawns in rapidly in certain places, so that you can keep throwing more of these plasma grenades out. They even incorporated equipment usage into the gameplay, like deployable covers. They made it so everyone had 1 life, but you had to increase the shield protection, but the shields won't recharge, so be careful, as once it's out, it's out. They even would put a center divider so that no one could cross over into the other player's side, and forged court areas on the map, like sandbox and boundary. And so it was pretty interesting. It was the first real thing, and I remember they even put in Action Sack, they made this an actual thing, so it was pretty cool. And then going into Halo Reach, people got more creative with the designs of this custom creation. There were so many creative maps that were made and how they were played that I can't cover them all, but I'll go over how most were played. For the most part, they stuck to the whole team design with a last man standing style of gameplay. One popular version that players had was where they used golf clubs and they incorporated the evade ability into the custom creation so that you could actually dodge out of the way when people threw grenades. Then there was one with other armor abilities like jetpacks and armor lock, and they used the new UNSC grenade launcher with grenades on the map, and they made it so there was a free-for-all with the score going up to 50 kills to win. There was another team-based dodgeball called Laser Dodgeball, which basically incorporated dodgeball with laser tag into one side of the players using Spartan lasers to blast giant golf balls into the enemy to splatter them, and the other team used needlers to try and slow the golf balls from splattering them. No shields, and it was played with King of the Hill game type, so the people trying to avoid being splattered are in the hill and lets them, use the evade ability. They were in, a bunch of other custom creations, just absolutely a bunch of them, but with all the concepts that players were trying out to avoid shaped projectiles being just propelled at them and avoid being splattered and exploded. Some even went back to using just the traditional rocket launchers and explosive entertainment. Back in the day, I even saw people incorporate plasma launchers and fuel rod guns into the dodgeball custom creation. In Halo 4, dodgeball would make its return, and some creations were where we saw it had ones with King of the Hill with plasma grenades being spammed at each other to knock them out of the capture the hill to win. We saw ones that where people use plasma casters, since it is basically like Covey version of grenade launchers. There were also custom creations where the fuel rod guns were used. There was even a golf ball, one I mentioned in Halo Reach, that made a slight return where we were using the grab hammers and sticky grenade detonators into it, which I find it far more creative of a dodgeball concept idea. In Halo 2 Anniversary, we would see dodgeball return again, and it became more of what you would imagine dodgeball would look like, similar to what we saw in Halo 4 with a lot of people using plasma grenades, and you had one life, and it was King of the Hill, last man standing wins the match, which is perfect for dodgeball and how it should play like. But then in Halo 5, this is where it gets interesting. The superior new forging capabilities and custom games people imagine goes insane with some crazy new ways to play. Some had a smaller court. You had to run up to the area to pick up the plasma grenades to stick the people, so you had to actually pick them up like an actual dodgeball tournament played. And it was using breakouts, custom breakouts game type with some King of the Hill aspects to it, and you just had a 4v4, one life, last man standing wins. It probably was the most well-known dodgeball custom creation for Halo 5, but it was not the only one. There was another one where it actually incorporated Griffball into it, where you chucked the ball and hit them to knock them out with one life rule, and made it more of a real dodgeball that you had to actually dodge. Not sure if you could catch it and bring one of your teammates back, but it was pretty cool the way they designed it. They even had a custom creation called Yahtzee, where they incorporated infection, where the human players were dodging spammed plasma grenades being thrown at them by the infected inside a circular room with giant dice and containers and low gravity, which looks like a lot of fun to play. Also, they had a custom creation called Fastball, which was actually interesting. It was the first time I've ever seen a three-way dodgeball, where it was 2v2v2. So 2 players on one side, 2 players on another side, and 2 players on a third side, and you had to try and hit the players with the grenades to get them, and the fast impact of the grenade would actually kill them. So it wasn't actually you just stuck them; you actually had to hit them with the actual nade. That was pretty cool, because it used that metal called Fastball, and basically you just killed them that way. And it didn't end there. Actually, Halo Online even had a dodgeball, which either had it to where players played until the last man or last team standing, and the setup was that the same as Halo 3 style with the map and settings, or they played it until they reached the score limit to win. They made it more similar to a Halo 2 Anniversary look of very similar, plain, simple map design and settings. Unfortunately for this custom creation, the identity of whom the creator is currently still unknown at this point. But when it comes down to ranking this custom creation and how much fun it was and how it survived over the years for so long and everything, even though there were drawbacks in the original design of it, as it was hard to set up the rules back in the day, as they had honor rules that you had to follow. It took time to finally get the forge and have to balance up the teams, which in Halo 5 it was very annoying to deal with team balancing. And the custom creation though was still liked by the community, that it still survived all this time, and Halo first person shooter multiplayer seem to keep having this custom creation come back even in the action stacks, which is rather amazing, as not many custom creations get this far without taking either huge dips or go missing for a long time. But I didn't see too much dip in popularity for this custom creation. So with that being said, I decided I'm going to give this custom creation the Diamond Award. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoy watching my videos, then make sure to turn on notifications to get updates on this channel for new Halo Custom Archive videos. Check in the video description for more information. Also, if you have any suggestions for other custom creations that I should cover, like custom games, mods, maps, and so on, then make sure to message me and even join my Halo Custom Archive Discord. I would love to hear them. Again, my name is xFerginatorX, and you all have a great day. See you later.